In this video, I'm going to break down 5 types of women you should never date if you value peace. Not because women are bad, not because you're perfect, but because certain patterns almost always lead to stress, confusion, and regret. And if you can spot these early, you'll save yourself months, sometimes years, of unnecessary pain. Most guys don't end up miserable because they picked the wrong woman one day. They end up miserable because they ignored the warning signs early, got attached, and then started negotiating things they should have walked away from in week 2. And the scary part is, a lot of these relationships don't start toxic, they start exciting. So if you value your peace, your time, and your focus, here are 5 types of women you should avoid dating. Let's start with number 1. The opportunist, also known as the lifestyle girlfriend. She's sweet, she's affectionate, she looks supportive, but the relationship quietly keeps drifting toward what you can do for her. And you don't notice it at first because it's packaged as romance. It's, babe, let's go out. Babe, I miss you. Babe, you know I like when you take care of me. All cute until you realize you're being trained. Here's what it usually looks like in real life. You suggest something simple, Netflix, homemade food, a walk, and she's suddenly low energy. But the second it's a fancy place, brunch, shopping, a concert, a trip, she's glowing. And it's not just the dates, it's the little comments too, the comparisons, the "my friend's man did this," the random hints. It's subtle pressure, not direct demands, because direct demands would expose the game. Then the moment you set a normal boundary, the mask slips a bit. You say, "Not this week," or "I'm budgeting," and now you're the villain. She gets cold, she starts acting like you're not serious, or she questions your masculinity like spending money is proof of love. And listen, generosity is good, but generosity that's required to keep her mood stable is not generosity. That's a subscription fee. If you stay here too long, you end up resentful because you're not being loved, you're being used. You'll feel like an ATM with feelings. And the worst part is, you'll start overgiving just to keep things smooth, and you won't even realize your peace is what's being spent. 2. The drama queen. Now, this one can feel like a movie at the beginning. The chemistry is loud, the emotions are loud, the relationship feels alive, and some guys confuse that with love. But what you're really dating is chaos with a pretty face, because for her, peace feels boring. So even when things are good, something has to go wrong. You'll notice it in the way tiny issues become huge. You reply late, and it becomes a character judgment. You disagree once, and suddenly you don't care about her feelings. You make a harmless joke, and now you're apologizing for 3 days. Everything becomes a long, emotional event. And you're always trying to calm things down, explain yourself, fix things, and bring her back to normal. And here's the scary part. You start adjusting yourself just to avoid her reactions. You start choosing your words like you're in court, you start walking on eggshells, you become careful, and that's how you lose yourself slowly, because you're managing her emotions instead of building a relationship. If you want a peaceful life, don't date someone who can't sit in peace, because you won't feel like a boyfriend. You'll feel like a crisis manager, and that is exhausting. 3. The manipulator. Pay attention to this one, because she can look calm and mature on the outside, but the way she handles conflict is where the truth shows. She doesn't communicate straight. She uses guilt. She uses silence. She uses tears. She uses confusion. So you end up feeling like every serious conversation is a trap you can't win. You'll try to address something normal like, "Hey, I didn't like how you spoke to me," and suddenly you're comforting her because she's crying. Or she flips it, and now you're apologizing for your tone. Or she says, "It's fine," but then punishes you later, so you learn that her words mean nothing, and her moods are the real rules. Over time, your reality gets shaky. She'll deny things she clearly said. She'll twist your words. She'll make you feel like you're too sensitive, too insecure, too dramatic, and the whole point is to make you doubt yourself enough that you stop bringing things up. Because once you stop bringing things up, she has full control of the relationship's truth. Dating a manipulator is like living with hidden rules. You're constantly trying to figure out what version of her you're going to get today, and what you need to do to keep the peace. And that's not love, that's psychological stress. 4. The attention seeker. Here's the type that will swear she loves you, but still needs to feel wanted by everybody. And if you haven't dated a woman like this, you might think it's harmless. She's just friendly. She just likes posting. Those guys are just friends. Okay, but watch the pattern. She constantly places herself in situations where attention is available, then acts shocked when you notice. It can look like keeping exes around, flirting accidentally, dressing for the male gaze, then claiming it has nothing to do with attention, posting things that are clearly bait, and collecting reactions like it's oxygen. And when you say, I don't like this, she doesn't try to understand. She calls you insecure because boundaries threaten her supply. The trap for men is trying to be the cool boyfriend. You don't want to seem controlling, so you swallow your discomfort. But over time, you start feeling like you're competing with strangers for your own woman's focus, and that messes with you. It makes you anxious, it makes you less relaxed, it makes you start doing things you don't even like. Checking, overthinking, pretending it's fine when it's not. If a woman needs constant outside validation, your love won't cure that. She's not looking for love. She's looking for an ego boost. And if you build with someone like this, you'll always feel like you're sharing her with the world. 5. The directionless drifter. Finally, there's the woman who isn't evil, she isn't even dramatic. She's just floating. No plan, no real goals, no personal direction. And at first it feels nice because she's easy to be around. But then you realize you're building a life and she's just along for the ride. This becomes painful in a quiet way because directionless people tend to attach to your direction. So you become the engine for both of you. You're the planner, you're the motivator, you're the structure, you're the one trying to grow, and she slowly becomes dependent, not in a childish way, but in a I don't really move unless you move me kind of way. Then another thing happens that most guys don't expect. She can start resenting your ambition, not directly, but you'll see it in distractions, guilt trips, little complaints when you're focused, comments like, you're always working and you've changed, you care too much, because your growth shines a light on her lack of movement. Support is beautiful, carrying someone is not, and if you want a great life, you need a partner who is also walking towards something, anything, because dating someone with no direction will quietly slow you down until you wake up one day and realize you've been shrinking just to keep the relationship comfortable. So yeah, those are the 5 types of women you should avoid if you value peace and you don't want your life to turn into constant stress. If this hit home, drop a comment and tell me which one you've dealt with before, and subscribe if you want more honest relationship videos like this.